I'm sure by now you looked for information on how to start dropshipping, but one main problem is holding you back. There is too much information. There's thousands of dropshipping gurus preaching complicated methods. There are endless amount of guides that don't really go into enough detail. And not to mention the amount of gatekept information. But not here, not on this channel. I was you or a version of you. Before my dropshipping stores took off, I was working a regular average Joe job. I had a 9-to-5 in supply chain, so take it from me. It's real and it does work. I'm no smarter than you, I'm no luckier than you. I simply just took the time out of my day to learn and remained consistent until it clicked. And lucky for you, starting dropshipping going into 2024 is way easier than it was back in 2018 when I started. Shopify is more intuitive. There are endless great tools and resources, and great guides like this one. That's why in this video, I'm going to cover exactly how to start up your dropshipping business in great detail so there's no miscommunication. I'll give you the proven methods to get started that I've used to build multiple 6- and 7-figure stores that ultimately turn into brands. So make sure to take notes and follow along, because at the end of this video, you're going to have a store that's ready to go in 2024. But that's of course as long as you remain consistent and actually follow along. All right, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before we get into the step-by-step, what exactly is dropshipping? Dropshipping is really just a logistics model rather than a business model where you don't have to warehouse any inventory up front. That means that there's no inventory upfront costs, less risk involved, and it's really a side hustle until you make enough money to actually focus on it full time. And typically how the model works is you'd like to build your store on Shopify because they've got the most integrations, app features, and it's the easiest to use. Then you're gonna obviously find some products, build out your store, and advertise them through paid or organic traffic. And then when the customer comes onto your online store and purchases something from you, you'll send that order over to your supplier where they are actually gonna ship it directly to the customer. So you don't have to warehouse inventory, like I said, you don't have to do anything with shipping and handling. All you have to pay for is the cost of goods, your Shopify fees, and maybe some advertising costs as well. But then you get to keep the profit in between. So let's say you get a product for $5 including shipping. And let's say you sell it for $40, that leaves you $35 left in profit, of course assuming organic traffic. And if you just made 29 sales a day, you would actually make over $1,000 net profit a day. Dropshipping overall teaches you so many high income skills in terms of the online world today that you can take later on, move into other things like agencies, or you could stick with it and actually build these into big e-commerce brands like Dr. Squatch, Ridge Wallets, or Obvi. That's what dropshipping is in a nutshell. Let's actually go into building this out completely together. All right, step one is finding your niche. You can't really build a Shopify website. You can't pick a product if you don't know what niche you're gonna be selling in. And the thing is, you don't necessarily wanna go with the most profitable niche in your eyes right off the bat. You really should pick a niche that you have experience in, that you're interested in, or you have someone to help advise you on. That's actually the easiest for beginners because it makes it way more enjoyable. You're kind of your ideal customer, or you've got someone helping you on the sidelines telling you, I would buy this product, I wouldn't, I wanna see advertisements this way. When you go into a niche that you don't know anything about, it's just so hard to come up with marketing angles, advertisements, because you're just not that ideal customer. You'd have to do a big market research. That's why I am in the beauty and cosmetics niche in terms of small tools. I personally have picked this niche not because I'm really into it, but my fiance is, so it made it a lot easier when asking if this product would work or what kind of advertisements that she would want to see if she was buying this product. So spend a little bit of time, but not too much in terms of finding this niche. The next thing that we have to do after that is find our winning product. Based on what niche you pick, you can either look for trending products within that niche, or how I like to do it and what I recommend for most beginners is finding products with the most marketing angles. And if you don't know what a marketing angle is, it's basically the different ways that you can actually market the same product to different demographics of audiences. A great example for a marketing angle is this air purifier. I've actually talked about it before. It's just a simple, regular air purifier that you just set on your desk or wherever. But the marketing angle that they're hitting for this specific product is pet air purifier. So pets oftentimes have odors or dandruff and makes your house smell not that great, especially if like it's a cat or something. So their whole angle is about cleaning your air from these odors and smells and pet dandruff and all these things. This is not something that you see with like a Dyson air purifier. They pretty much just focus on cleaning your air. But this one just hones in on a specific demographic of audience that has pets and doesn't like the way that their house smells. Marketing angles like this are so powerful because you really put the idea of the problem solved solving product inside their head that they already knew that they had. It's pretty crazy to think about, but the idea is that the more angles that you can come up with, the more things that you can test and the higher chance of success that you have. Now let's find the winning product that we're actually going to be uploading onto the store so we can build it out. So for finding a winning product, I'm going to be using AutoDS. They've got pretty much everything in terms of drop shipping from start to finish. You can find winning products on here. There's a TikTok ad spy. You can automatically fulfill all of your orders. They now have their own warehousing and supplier so they get faster shipping times. Pretty much an all-in-one software. I'll have a link down below if you want to try it out. So I wanted to stick within the beauty niche so I could build out this website really nicely. It's something that I know how to do well. So I found this eyelash curler here. I was looking through some beauty products, and the one that really stuck out to me was this one because it's only 10 to 13 days shipping times, and it's only $1.16 to $4.68. This is the product that we're going to be going with in terms of this demonstration. We're actually going to come back to AutoDS and upload this product onto our website, but first we have to start our Shopify website and build it out. This brings us on to step 3, which is setting up your Shopify store from start to finish. So make sure you're paying attention here and doing this step by step because it can get a little complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. All right, so the first thing that you gotta do is just go on Shopify.com and sign up for an account. And if you're brand new to Shopify, make sure to take advantage of my discount code. It's $1 per month for their Shopify plan instead of $29 a month for the first 3 months. So instead of spending over $100 on Shopify fees, you're only gonna spend $3 for the first 3 months. So a big discount there. I will also have a link down below in the description for that. Once you go through the quick questionnaire, you're gonna land on the home page here that looks like this. We're gonna go through all the settings as well that you need to actually set up before you even start building your store. So let's go ahead and do that here, and I'll walk through everything with you guys right now. Just go down to the bottom left side and hit settings. Here are the store details. You don't really have to change too much in here. Just make sure your information is correct in here. And of course, change your store name to whatever your store name is called, and then your phone number so they can contact you if needed. And then make sure your store currency is the one that you want to be selling in. So if you're selling to mainly the US market, just put it in US dollars in the beginning. And then your time zone is pretty self-explanatory. Just pick the time zone that you're in. Now going down to the plan section, this is where you can choose a bunch of different options from Shopify in terms of plans. Right now, they're obviously all $1 because of my discount code, but you have the basic plan, which is normally $29, and then the Shopify plan, which is $79, and the advanced that is $299. Each one comes with different types of payment processing fees, basically. And they have other features like multiple staff members can go on at professional reports and stuff like that. I recommend everyone as a beginner go with the basic plan, but once you start making a certain amount of sales, this transaction fee can actually save you some money. So once you hit a certain threshold in terms of revenue, it's worth it to go up to the Shopify plan and maybe even the advanced plan if you're really selling a lot of product. But for now, I'm assuming you guys are all beginners, so let's just go with the basic plan. Then the next section that we want to cover really quick is billing. You have to add your payment methods to purchase stuff on Shopify, such as apps and their Shopify fees. So you're just going to throw in your credit card information there, your debit card, whatever you need to do. And this is where it's going to show you all of your statements, your bills, all those things, like how much they charged you in fees for whatever month that it was in. It's just for your bookkeeping, basically. The next section is users and permissions. You don't have to really change anything here unless you're working on this with a friend or a partner or whatever. You can add a staff account and you can customize what they can actually see on their account and also what they can edit. So if you just hire like a website developer for some reason, for some custom code, you can add them on here, send them the email, they can access it, but only access, the store build. They can't go into your billing and, reroute the payments or whatever. So you really don't have to touch that much here. That's just if you're working with someone else. The next section is actually very important. So it's payments. You obviously have to activate Shopify payments to accept payments through your store. You basically just link your bank account. All you do is have to click activate. You fill out your information here, fill out your bank account so they can actually pay you out the next day if you're in North America. A Shopify payments is a must because if you're using another third-party processor, they're actually going to charge you a fee on top of that. So they basically just want you to use their payment processor. It's really easy to set up, but I know not every single country has Shopify payments available. So if it's not available to you in your country, all you have to do is go to see other providers. Then you can pick a third-party one there. You are going to pay like a 1 to 3% extra fees on top of it, but it's definitely still worth it. It's not a game changer. So if you don't have access, make sure to check those out. And other payment methods that I would recommend you having is really just PayPal. PayPal is a very big payment processor. A lot of people already have accounts with PayPal, so they can just plug in their info and their email really quickly and purchase something on your website. It also gives a sense of trust onto your website as well, because PayPal is just such a big payment processor and they have a pretty good chargeback thing that kind of protects the customer if they don't get their product or whatever. So a lot of people like to use it. A lot of people check out online stores through PayPal. I recommend setting that up as well, and you just link your email. That's literally all you have to do. Amazon Pay, I don't think you really need it, to be honest with you. And on Shopify payments, when you activate it, it already automatically includes Google Pay as well as Apple Pay. So you pretty much got every single payment processor that you already need with PayPal and Shopify payments. All right, checkout is pretty self-explanatory, but there's a couple different things that you do want to add on here. So when it says the customer checkout method, it's what they actually have to put information-wise to, send their product out, or when they're purchasing something from your website. I like to have it on email because a lot of the times, depending on who your supplier is, they actually need an email rather than a phone number. So a phone number is not super important. Plus, you're going to want to collect those for email marketing later on down the road. So I'd recommend changing that to email. And you're also gonna require first and last name because you do need both names, especially when you're shipping a product out. A lot of shipping companies require you to have first and last name. Company name I don't include. Address line 2 is optional, so we can leave everything else right here. This one's a little bit trickier in terms of marketing options. So let customers sign up for email and SMS marketing. I do check both of those off. One of them, you can actually have an option to pre-select. So when the customer is checking out, it'll automatically have the email marketing pre-selected. This I like to do, but it's not entirely legal in every single country. So make sure to look up your local laws to see if you can have that as an option. If you are able to have that as an option, that is great because you're gonna collect a lot more emails that you can use for email marketing. If not, it's still not too big of a deal. A lot of people put in their emails anyway. So just make sure you double check on that one. I don't wanna give you bad advice there and get you in any sort of trouble. Order processing, we're gonna leave at don't fulfill any of the orders automatically. You don't wanna do that. You wanna make sure that you know which ones are being fulfilled and that you actually paid for them and they're sent out, which I'll be covering later on down the road in terms of auto DS. They do that for you. That's the last thing they have to do for checkout. Let's move on to the next section. Customer accounts, you don't really have to do much here. I would just leave them. It's just a hassle to require someone to put in their information just to check out from your website. They're already skeptical about putting credit cards in, so why make it even more complicated? We want to remove that friction. Nothing to do there. Shipping and delivery is actually very important. It's arguably one of the most important parts besides the payments, obviously. You do have to set up your shipping rates. So I'll show you how to do it, but it totally depends on your supplier, how long their shipping times are, and where you actually want to ship the product. So you just click into the shipping rates here, and you can see domestic is already set up, which is the United States. And to edit any of these, so there's conditions. You can say once it's $50, they get free shipping, or you can just do free shipping all around, which I recommend. But if you do want to edit these zones and edit the rates of the shipping, all you have to do is click edit, and then economy, 5-day business day shipping, or you can do custom flat rate and enter your shipping name like USPS shipping and whatever your lead time is for that product. So if you've got your supplier saying they're going to send it out in 7 days, you just say 7-day shipping, give them a little bit of information. And that's important to do and let people know about the shipping times, because if your shipping takes, let's just say 14 days and they expect it to come to their house in 1 to 2 days, you're probably going to get more emails from customers being upset about the shipping times. A lot more headache. You don't want to do that. Just be straightforward with it. So make sure to update your shipping methods accordingly. You can also do it based on item weight if you want to set up some custom shipping methods and things like that, or based on the order price. I recommend doing free shipping, so we're gonna have 0 and 0 here and hit done. Then we would actually just delete all of the other options here if we wanted to just have free shipping for everything and everyone. You can also do this obviously for international, so if you've got a little bit longer of lead times, so if they're checking out from Canada or United Kingdom or something like that, you can set them here and custom edit them as well. And you would just select certain zones that you want to be able to ship to, and you would set it up the exact same way. You could say free shipping again, but it's gonna take 8 to 15 days instead of 7 days for the US. And it'll actually know that they're shipping there because they're gonna put in their address, and it'll assign that shipping method for them. This is actually very important if you are not wanting to ship to certain locations, right? So if, for example, you don't wanna ship to Belgium for some reason, right? Then you can actually exclude Belgium, and that customer that puts in that Belgian address actually won't be able to check out. So you don't have to refund them or anything like that if you don't wanna ship there for whatever reason. Just make sure the ones that you do wanna ship to and your supplier can ship to are listed in the international or their own custom location setting here. We're gonna go ahead and hit save, even though we're not actually gonna be shipping out any of this product. Taxes and duties is the next on the list. I cannot even talk about this legally. I'm just not a tax professional, and there's laws around that in the United States. Basically, just ask a tax professional wherever you're located about how you need to pay your taxes. The only thing that I can recommend you do is when you start making money on Shopify, just set aside a percentage of that profit to pay your local and government government taxes, because taxes are real. It's just not a tax-free business. Everything gets taxed pretty much in every country unless you're lucky, like UAE or Dubai. Can't really talk too much about it. There is some information online, but just know that you're gonna have to pay taxes once you make a certain amount of money. Locations, you can skip this. This is more for physical locations if you're warehousing inventory, so we don't really need to change anything here because we're drop shipping. Gift cards, you don't have to change. I don't even add gift cards ever. I mean, you can once you get really, really big, I guess, if you want to, or you've got physical locations or whatever, you can add gift cards and you can sell them if you want. This is the area that you do that in, but for now we're gonna leave it. Markets actually just sync with your shipping, so we don't have to change anything here. Apps and sales channels we're actually gonna cover later when we install some apps in our website build. Domain's pretty important, so you do need to buy a domain, and here's exactly how you do it. You will literally just click buy a new domain, search for the domain. So if you want eyelash curler shop, let's just say that's what we want our domain to be. All you have to do is type it in. It's available. .com is available, which I recommend having .com. You can have .store or .shop, but .com is the most common. So I don't know, a lot of people like seeing that. I like to use it. All you have to do is click buy domain. It charges your credit card that you set up for Shopify. You just have to fill out a couple questions like your address, and then your domain will automatically be linked onto your Shopify. So once your store goes live, they will be able to type in eyelashcurlershop.com and it'll take you to your webpage. All right, customer events, we're gonna skip over, as well as branding, because we're gonna build out our store completely. And for customer events, it's basically just having your pixel. And a pixel is whatever advertising method you're using. Let's say it's Facebook and Instagram. You get a code from them that you can set up in your sales channel, and it'll actually help you track customer events that way, so you don't have to do anything on the setting side of it, at least. Notifications, we're actually gonna leave all the same. Shopify automatically sends like tracking information, and especially when AutoDS already automatically plugs it back into your order, and then Shopify sends it out for you automatically. So you really don't have to do anything here unless you want to customize it, right? So if you wanted to send out a custom Shopify notification that says your order's on its way, but you wanted to add some like brand voice or something like that to it, you know, to like spice it up or whatever, you could change that in here. So when it says shipping confirmation, like it's when it's automatically sent to the customer once it is marked as fulfilled, this is the email they'll get, and they just have it all set up for you already. If you want to change like the colors, or like instead of saying your order's on the way, you want to say something more fun, this is where you would change that. You just click edit code. But for now, we're just going to leave it the same because there's no point in going into that big of detail here. We can skip over languages and custom data, but the next thing that we do want to go to is policies, because these are important, and a lot of actually social media companies don't allow you to advertise on their platform unless you have your policies set up, and also available to actually read. Refund policy, totally up to you, right? You can do whatever you want here. No refunds up to 30 days, it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is click create from template. It'll actually just create a full template for you that Shopify kind of recommends as like a very generic refund policy. It's pretty good actually. I've just actually used these for every store that I've built. You just change your email in there to make it your business email, and maybe like add your store name. And you can change obviously, like if you want to have 30 days, no refunds or whatever it is, right? This is where you change it. Same thing with your privacy policy, create from template. It gives you some notes in here of things that you actually might want to add. So you can like add in the date. So anything, like you can add in the date here. Pretty much anything that's in brackets in their templates here, you kind of have to change or plug in your email or your store name. But they actually come up with these great privacy policies that are kind of just like run of the mill, easy to do, pretty straightforward. So you don't really have to change much unless you're really, really worried about this for some reason. But this is just a good baseline to go off of. You should be fine here. And then terms of service, same thing, rinse and repeat. Just create from the template, change a couple things, like where it says website is operated by my store, it would be like eyelashcurler.com or whatever it is. Change a couple things like that. They've got all these sections for you. They basically just take these from other Shopify stores and what they've seen in their research on Shopify's backend of what should be on your terms of service and stuff like that. So it's pretty helpful that you don't have to get like a lawyer involved to figure out all this stuff. Shipping policy, they don't have a template for because it's custom, right? So if your shipping is, 14-day shipping to the US or whatever it might be, this is where you'd add it here as well. And just say, expect your shipping to arrive between 7 to 14 business days. If it's not, please contact this email and we can help you track your order. Or if you want to track your order yourself, here's the tracking link for your product. So that's custom. You can pretty much add whatever you want based on how long your shipping times are and what your kind of policies for shipping are. Contact information, you can just use the template. Use the template, just put in your phone number that you want to use. And a quick little tip here is if you don't want to have your own personal phone number here, depending on what country you're in, you can actually download the app Google Voice. And what it is it's a app provided by Google that gives you a second phone number, a link to your first phone number, but keeps it separate in the app. So if you've got a registered phone number in the US, you don't want to use it, you want a new business one, go on Google Voice, put in your phone number, it'll generate you a new number that you can use strictly for business. That's all we need to do for the policies page. So we're gonna hit save here and then we're done with the settings. Now let's get right into actually building out your landing page for your store. But the first thing that we want to do is we need to import that product, right, to actually start working on it. So we're going to do that through AutoDS. So on the left side here, you're just going to click on Add Apps. You're going to click Find More Apps in the Shopify store. And we're going to search for the app AutoDS. It's right here. There's a 14-day free trial, but if you use the link down below in the description, you can actually get a 30-day free trial. All you have to do is hit install. It's going to take you back onto your Shopify page. And it's gonna say basically that the app AutoDS needs to access your customer information so they can, track the orders, help you fulfill them, and then link back all the tracking information. So go ahead and hit install app here at the top right. All right, so now it's installed. We're just gonna click on go to AutoDS. We can upload this product to our store. All right, so the product I'm using for the example is the eyelash curler. So we're gonna type this back in here in their search when you can find a bunch of winning products on here. A little side note, actually, if you do wanna find winning products, just click on it here on the marketplace section and you can find a bunch of winning products. And you can actually find ones that they will warehouse for you and ship for you really, really quickly, like 2 business days here on the marketplace section. So you don't really have to go out looking for a supplier too much. If you find the product that you like on AutoDS, then it's just great because they ship it out a lot quicker and take care of all of that for you. And if you don't find the product that you wanna sell on AutoDS, you just add products at the top left here and then paste in the AliExpress link or wherever you found the product and it'll just do it all for you and add it to your store. Anyway, going back into adding our product, we're gonna look at the eyelash curler, and the one that I wanted to add is this one right here. So we just click import draft. And once you click that, you'll go over to your draft section here and it'll show up right here. Just check mark it right here and then click import. So now this entire product, the images, the descriptions, all that stuff that we're gonna be changing is actually being plugged into your Shopify store right now because you connected AutoDS. So now when you go back on your Shopify store and you click on products, you see it now uploaded on here. So we've got the electric eyelash curler that we can change all of the detailed information on this. You see that I copy and pasted everything from AutoDS. We're actually gonna be adjusting all of this to make it a little bit more branded. Branding your website, making it look really nice and clean and modern is super, super important, and that's what we're gonna get into right now. So before we start editing all of this, we actually need to pick a theme of your Shopify store that we wanna build on. And Shopify themes are just kind of different styles to use on Shopify. Some of them have different features. A lot of them are free on Shopify and a lot of them are over $300. I don't think that we really need a $300 theme unless you're making a ton of sales and you wanna do a bunch of custom stuff. Plus, for the sake of this video, we're gonna be using a free theme so you guys can all follow along and you don't have to shell out any money up front. All right, to get your theme, you just go into your sales channel and you click on online store. Now there's gonna be a section right here that says add theme. You're gonna visit the theme store. It's gonna take you to the Shopify theme store, very, very similar to the Shopify app store, but you can just explore a bunch of different themes. So right here, I'm gonna go to collections and click on free themes. And the one that we're actually gonna be using today is called Sense. So the Sense theme is right here. I like some of the features that they have. I like the colorways that they have available, or they kind of like, I guess, show you. So you just click on it right here. We'll build this one out together. All you have to do is click try theme. It's gonna take you back to the theme library. It'll say uploading, and now your theme is ready to roll. But make sure there's a difference between publish and customize. So when you click on customize on your theme, that's when we can build it without affecting the storefront. When you click publish, that's when your theme actually goes live to the front page, and it's the theme that your website's actually gonna be running on when people visit your website. So just keep that in mind. It's important to know because if you wanted to test out a new theme and work on it in the back end to see what it looks like, you don't wanna accidentally publish it while people are on your website and it looks like trash. You're just gonna lose all those customers and probably some ad spend if you're running paid traffic. All right, so now we're in the customized section of your Shopify theme. This is where we're gonna actually be building out the entire landing page for your product. This is where it's super important and it gets a little tricky sometimes, so make sure you're paying attention, take some notes, or just follow along step by step here. Because we're gonna build out a pretty branded looking website here fairly quickly because it's pretty easy to do. All right, the first thing that you might have noticed is the colorways are a little bit different if you just download the Sense theme. I just changed them because I just wanted to change them before ahead of time. So if you want to change the colorways of your theme, all you have to do is click on the section that you want to change, and then the color scheme is on the right side here. You just click change. or you can click edit. So if you want to change the pinks in this and the background or whatever, it's all right here. I'm going with pink just because we're using the beauty tools niche, and I think it looks the best. The first thing that we need to change, the most simple, I guess, thing to change is your logo. So we need to change this from my store to a branded logo. So what I like to use for building out all my logos and kind of editing some of my photos is Canva. Canva is free. Canva also does have paid features like background removers and stuff like that. I personally opt in for it. I think it's $9.99 a month or $14.99, something like that. It's cheaper than buying a Photoshop subscription. It's actually a lot easier and more intuitive. So I'd recommend looking into that, but you can get away with a lot of stuff on their free plan. So if you want to use that to edit all of your stuff like I'll be doing here, make sure to check it out. These are the two logos that I came up with. The brand name is going to be called Lash Tech, okay? And we've got two little eyelash curls with some love here that I threw on. So what we actually need to do is resize this because I didn't make it the correct size for Shopify logos. The custom size that you need to do on your Canva for your logo kind of changes based on theme to theme. So we're gonna try out 450 width here by 150 height and copy and paste it back over. So we're just gonna take this, copy, and we're gonna plug it in right here. And let's resize it to make it look a little bit better and fill up the space here. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of switched it up. I kind of think this looks better. So we're gonna test this out and plug it back in, and I'll show you where to do that. We're gonna download it really quickly and see how it looks. All right, so we're back on the editor here, and to actually change this logo, we're gonna click on the little theme settings cog right here on the left side. Click on logo, and we're gonna select image, and we're gonna upload it. All right, so you just upload it here. Once you've downloaded it from Canva or whatever software you're using, then you'll just hit done, and it's gonna pop up right here. That actually worked out. That was actually the perfect size. So if you're using the Sense theme, probably most themes too, but use 450 width by 150 height. It'll actually make it look nice and large here. And we can increase the size here just slightly, but I think that actually looks great. We're gonna leave that as is. So we're gonna go ahead and hit save. That worked out really nicely. Usually it takes me like 3 tries to figure out what the width and height should be. All right, so now that you can see that there's an announcement bar up here, a lot of people like to use free shipping up here or worldwide shipping, stuff like that. It's very generic. We're actually gonna change this, make it a little more kind of brand voicey, just feel a little more special than just saying free shipping, because that's gonna be very obvious down below and when they're checking out. So to come up with something kind of funky and different for the header, or for the announcement bar, sorry, we're actually gonna be using Dropbotai. All you have to do here is plug in your product, any additional information, and choose from 24 e-com optimized outputs. So if you need image ad ideas, you need offers, maybe hooks, marketing angles for your product, brand voice, brand names, everything that you need to build out a Shopify dropshipping store, which oftentimes can get really hard. You get kind of like writer's block if you can't come up with buzzwords or UGC scripts that you need for your advertisements. This is such a powerful tool to use in terms of building out your brand. So here we're just gonna plug in electric heated eyelash curler, and then we're gonna click on skimmable header for the website and hit generate. And if you would try this powerful tool, of course, everything I'm using in this video, I'll have a link down below in the description. And then on the right side, it's gonna output the generations for whatever you selected off. I see effortless elegance, beauty on a busy schedule. I like beauty on a busy schedule because it plays into a nice marketing angle. You could run this product as a product to sell to people that are on, a time crunch and it takes forever to curl their eyelashes. With the heated electric one, it's a one-stop little simple process there. So I like this one. We're gonna copy it. And then we're gonna go back onto our Shopify theme editor and just plug it in here. So it says, welcome to our store. Click on that section and paste. Beauty on a busy schedule, and it fits in one line, which is perfect. I like the way that looks. We're gonna go ahead and hit save just to save our progress. Now we need to clean up this product section here because there's way too much going on. The description's insane. The pictures are all uploaded in the description as well. We don't even have the title of the product or anything. I also wanna switch up the format of this as well. The first thing I'm gonna do is just hide this here, the description, just because it's taking up too much information and space here and I can't get a clean look at it. We're actually gonna be editing that description in the product section later on, so we'll come back to that. Honestly, just to make it a little bit easier, let's go back into the products and change the title of the product as well. Then we're gonna delete all the description. I just changed the title to Lash Tech Electric Eyelash Curler. That's gonna be the name of our product. We're gonna go ahead and hit save just so it's cleaned up a little bit while we're editing it. And refresh the page and it looks a lot cleaner here. All right, the first block that I wanna add here that makes it look a little bit more branded and more modern is icons with text. I really like icons right now in a lot of store builds. I think they look good and they really represent types of things that you need to hit when selling your product. So now in the product information section, we're gonna go down and hit add block. And the block that we're gonna choose is icon with text. We're actually gonna move it up right above right below the product price. So it really stands out instead of the product description being there, just to get some really quick points across in the beginning. So features of the product, emphasizing the marketing angle of the product or the one that you're actually using to sell the product. So what you can actually do on this is actually customize the logos here as well as the text on this. So for the first one, we're gonna do thicker lashes. The second one, we're gonna do more volume. And the third one, we're gonna do strong hold. Because those are all things that you want out of your eyelash curler. And you can put whatever you want here. I just really want to emphasize the marketing angle that you're running and plug that into here with some icons to give it a little bit more of a branded feel, as well as, you know, emphasizing those angles. And I wanted to change the logos or the icons on there to actually represent what I'm saying with like thicker lashes and stuff like that. So I just plugged them into Canva and I'm just gonna download them and upload them as the icons. It's just a little bit more custom than having to truck as like strong hold. So you can do this however you want. Just go into Canva, take a template or just an image of this eye or whatever you need for your product, plug it in here as a square form, and then you're just gonna download them. And then when you wanna change the logo for the first image here, just make sure you're clicked on icon with text and you'll see it on the right cart here. For the first image, just hit select. We're gonna add the images on now. Then you can see they're uploading. So for the first one with thicker lashes, we're gonna go with this one and it'll update there. And then for more volume, we're gonna choose this one. And then for strong hold, we're gonna have the strong handshake. All right, go ahead and hit save just to make sure we don't lose our progress here. I like the way these icons look. They turned out very nicely. Okay, now let's move on to the next step. Now we want to keep on working within this section here. So in terms of product description, titles, pricing and things like that, and as well as the images. So let's go ahead and do that before we build out the rest of the website. When I'm working on these websites, I really like to work them from the top down. And to do that, we got to edit the product information first. So we're going to go back under your Shopify store under products, and this is where we can edit it all. You just saw this earlier just a couple seconds ago. So we do need to change the product description, add something here. It's a little bit more detailed, even though it's going to be played out kind of throughout the page. I just want a little something here. All right, so I went back onto Dropbot to figure out a product description. I don't want a really long one, so I'm just gonna take the first sentence here. I like it. All right, so we're just gonna copy it and paste it into our product description. Say goodbye to rushed mornings and hello to effortlessly beauty with our time-saving, pain-free eyelash curler. Let's save on the product description. Now the next step that you wanna do is actually change these product images for the most part. Unless you got lucky in your supplier or you found them online and there's some really good product photos out there. Oftentimes there's not, and they look like they came from AliExpress. You don't really want to do that. You want to make it a little bit more branded. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of the product photos and edit them a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you guys exactly what I did. All right, so here's what we got going on. Product one, found this image. I thought it looked great. Edited it a little bit, removed some backgrounds, added this little section here for the free trial for 30 days. This is going to be a product variant description, depends on the color. Same with this one. These are the logos that we already used earlier. And then I found a bunch of generic photos online of products and eyelashes and a GIF of the product in use. So I threw them all in here just to get ready to build out the rest of the website. All this stuff I found online. It's not hard to find, and I just threw in some edits here, like added some text on and some little icons to make it a little bit more branded looking. The biggest thing that you need to do is find your actual product. Don't misrepresent it, and also find HD product photos that are gonna look nice and high quality on your website. There's a lot of ways to find them. You can find free images on Canva. You can go on pexels.com. They've got some free images on there as well. Or you can just go on Google, but they might be subject to copyright. So I don't know. If you want to take that risk, you can, but there are a lot of free stock image photo websites as well. All right, so now that we're done, we're gonna upload all of the media back onto the product description page here. So we're gonna just delete everything and re-upload all of our custom files because I think they're better. Okay, go ahead and hit delete. All right, so these are the photos that we're gonna actually use for the product selector and swiper at the top, right when the customer lands on the product page. So what we do need to do is actually assign the colors to the pictures correctly. And what I mean by that is when they change the color and they choose, you know, I want the pink one, the pink photo actually shows up and changes to actually show it and represent it correctly. We'll click into the variants and then hit add image. And for the pink one, we click the pink one, hit save. And for the purple one, we're gonna do the same thing, add image, purple, save. Now the variants are assigned correctly. We're gonna rearrange the order here. We're gonna go like this and that. So the order usually goes, this is the first image unless the variant is assigned, second image, third image, 4th, and 5th. Now this is also the section where you can change all of the product pricing and everything that you need there and compare at price. So if this product is $5, let's say we're gonna sell it for $29.99. We just click on both variants, click bulk edit the price. You can change right here, $29.99, hit save. And if you want to add a compare at, just click on the column prices here. These are the options for everything that you can change, like the weight, quantity, and stuff like that. But for now, we're gonna do the compare at price, and it used to be $49.99. And then hit save, and now the product pricing is all updated. Now that we updated the product description and the photos, everything is starting to look a lot better. We're back on the theme editor now, looking a lot cleaner, right? So here is the first variant. All the pictures came out really nicely. They're HD. I think they look great. I really like the Sense themes, like curved edges and stuff. It's more modern and starting to really come together. So it's on sale right now for $29.99. We've got the icons, quantity. The one thing that I do want to change is the color instead of the quantity. I just don't see many people buying multiple of these. So I'm just gonna delete this real quick, add a block. It's gonna be the variant picker. Then we're gonna drag it to right above the buy buttons. So now they can choose between pink and purple, and they're assigned correctly. So when I click on purple, it shows purple, pink, pink. This is what I was just talking about in the image section. Now another thing in this product description section, I like to add blocks for collapsible rows, and I'll usually add 3 of them. They're basically like condensed little blocks that you can have information on. So it doesn't have this like huge long product description with a bunch of text. If they want to read it, they can read it. If they don't, it's really small and collapsible, so it doesn't take up too much space. And for the share button, I don't like the way it looks. We're actually gonna delete this as well. It just takes up a little too much space for no reason. And for the first one here, we're gonna say how it works. And the row content, we're gonna plug in a quick little description of how it works. The next one, we're gonna do some product info, and we're gonna plug that in really quickly. That's where you can kind of put the information that you got from like AliExpress or wherever your supplier is from. That has like the maximum temp is 170 degrees, the output, the volts, all that stuff. That's nice to have on there, and you should have it on there, but it's nice having a collapsible row, so it's not taking up a bunch of information and doesn't look too AliExpressy. And the last one I like to do here is shipping. So giving the customer some shipping information before they start checking out and plugging all their info in. Plug that in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit save. I'm really liking the way it's coming along here. So when you click on how it works, it'll drop down, a single swipe, blah, blah, blah. Product info, same thing. So these are really just nice to have, and you don't have to just take up a bunch of space. Now right below this section, now that this product info is looking pretty darn good, we're gonna add another block here. So we're gonna click add section on the left side. And I like to break it up, so it's like all kind of cream right now in the background. I like to have like a page break, so we're gonna throw a little pink in there. And we're gonna add rich text. We're gonna delete the button and delete the information section. And where it says talk about your brand, I'm gonna plug in something that I just pulled from Dropbot, your secret eyelash weapon. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with small. I think that looks a little bit better. It's not too blocky. So we'll hit save there. That's what we're gonna have as a page break. But like I said, we need to change the color of this. So we'll go back into rich text, gonna change the color here, and we're gonna have it as pink and hit save. And when I say page breaks, it's just like things like this that kind of break up just the continuous text and scrolling with some color. It just makes it look a little bit nicer in my opinion. Now below this, we're gonna go back to that kind of cream colorway. We're gonna add another section. The section we're gonna add is called multi-row. This is where we can put some images of people using the product and some descriptions for it to give a little bit more information if they wanna keep scrolling and look more into the product. So before we even change anything, let's actually just change the colorway here. So we're gonna change the container color scheme, so the thing that the text is on, to scheme 2 or scheme 2, however you say that, just to add a little bit of pop there from the images. We also don't need buttons on all of these rows. It's just repetitive, so we're gonna delete that and tighten it up just a little bit. We also don't need a caption. We just kind of want the header text here, the image, and then some details about the product. Okay, so the first one is going to be beautiful lashes in seconds. Okay, so I exported the GIF that I had on Canva and just threw it in here. So beautiful lashes in seconds. It didn't really format correctly, but it was taking forever to download, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Go ahead and hit save to save our progress. Now we're gonna go down to the second row here and just throw in or remove our caption and remove our buttons, same thing as before. Throw in and get that extra lift. And we're gonna throw in this right here. With the lash one, you can get an extra lift and curl in seconds, minus the damage of traditional clamp curlers. And sorry I'm not writing these descriptions out for you. I'm just taking them from Dropbot. It's just a lot easier and I don't wanna bore you guys writing those out. But we're gonna select an image for this one. Let's do this one. I think this one will work. Get that extra lift. Perfect curl guaranteed. And this happened in the last video I was doing this with. They come out not HD, but they actually are. So when I think I did this and it fixed them. Yeah, there we go. Yep, so I like the way that looks. And then we're gonna add the last multi-column here. So remove the caption again, remove the button label. Perfect for fragile lashes. And then paste in another little description here from Dropbot. And we're gonna choose this image right here with her fragile lashes. Cool, so we're gonna go ahead and hit save and we're done with the multi-column rows here. Now the next section that we wanna add is kind of like a testimonial section. It's not gonna be the review section, but it's nice to have little extra ones with people's images and faces on them that are like testimonials. So we're gonna throw that in here. And to do that, we're gonna add a section kind of labeling it. So we're gonna click add rich text again. We're gonna remove this section here. So delete that, we're gonna delete the button. And then here, we're just gonna say amazing results. And let's make it a little bit, yeah, it's gonna make it a little bit bigger here. And then below this section, we need to add a slideshow of the testimonials. So throw that in right here. Again, we don't need a button on most of these, especially if you're just running like a one product store, because it's just gonna take you right back up to the top. So we're just gonna add in some quick images here with some quick testimonials. I think we're gonna do 3 of them. I like to do things in thirds. So let me just add them really quick. Okay, so I just uploaded the photos that I pulled from Pexels and threw them in here. Very impressed. I threw in some random little testimonials here, which you can obviously include once you start getting real testimonials, but for now it's just gonna be like a placeholder. But I think I'm actually gonna change the testimonial section here, colorway. I think it might look a little better. So we're gonna change this and make it pink. Yeah, I like that better. I have to do that for all of them. Okay, go ahead and hit save. Now below that, we're actually gonna add some like a got some questions kind of thing, like a frequently asked questions kind of section. So to do that, we're gonna do the same thing that we did above with the collapsible rows. So to do that, we're gonna go on the left side again here and then click on collapsible content. Throw it in at the bottom here. And we're gonna change this to got some questions. And for now, we're just gonna do 4 rows. Just leave it as that, the most common questions. Let me just quickly type them in as an example. All right, so I just put them in here really quickly. Same kind of method as before above. Is the last one safe? Last tech prioritizes safety, blah, blah, blah. So you fill out all that information if they wanna click down and see it. And then the last thing that's automatically already on your store is subscribe to our emails, which we'll have at the bottom here. So overall, our product page is looking pretty great. I'm gonna save just in case I don't wanna lose this stuff. So the product description section here flows very, very nicely. I am pretty happy with the way this looks. I like the collapsible content. I like the page breaks here as well with a nice little GIF. Perfect curl guaranteed, get that extra lift, perfect for fragile lashes, amazing results. So overall, it's coming together very nicely. All we have to do now is add the reviews, and then I'll actually show you how to fulfill orders when you need to do so. So now we want to add some reviews under store to add legitimacy to it. So we're going to go back into your online store settings here. We're going to click on add apps. Same thing we did with AutoDS. Shopify App Store, and we're gonna look up Looks reviews. There's a bunch of different review apps out there. Looks is easy to use, Judge.me is easy to use, but for this example, we're just gonna use Looks. Hit install app. All right, now we're just gonna click on use Looks free because we're not actually gonna be running the store. Hit continue and walk through all these steps. Add Looks to your theme, just click it here. It's gonna take you to your theme page. And then it says Looks core script. You just hit save here. Just make sure it's checked off. It's installing the script onto your store so you can actually just use it in the reviews. Okay, now the script is added, it's verified. Add the review widget and the rating. Do the exact same thing. It's gonna take you to your theme editor once again. Here it's gonna show you where it's actually located. So it's just showing it at the bottom here because we got the reviews right here and there's none actually there. So we're gonna go ahead and hit save. Looks good, we want it at the bottom. Then we're gonna go back, click add a rating widget. Now the rating widget is automatically put at the bottom of the description. I actually want to move this up to right above the price, I think is a good spot to put it. Yep, so right there, right under the title. Go ahead and hit save and go back to the app editor. It's verifying that it is complete. Good to go, now hit continue. For the sake of the video, we're gonna leave the colors the same here and the layout. I kind of like this layout on this store specifically, but you can change and customize your colors here if you want to, and different icons. Maybe we'll just do a heart and hit continue. As for days, 14 days after fulfillment, this depends on your shipping time. So if you're guaranteeing that your product is gonna get there in a week, you can do a week here and it'll ask people to leave a review. You can offer a discount as well for submitting reviews for photos and videos. You can do this if you want or not. We're gonna go ahead and go with the general section there. Friend discounts you can add there as well. It's just not necessary, but you can put it on here after the purchase on your store. It'll actually pop up when they're on the thank you page, and it'll say give 10%, get $5. So it's kind of like an affiliate referral program. It is nice to have, and it's automatically included here, so it's worth it. This one on the on-site referrals widget, I don't really like doing this one. It's kind of too pop-up-y, but now it's completed. And we need to import some reviews. So it's actually really easy to do. You just drag this onto your bookmark bar, and then when you're on the AliExpress page that you want to pull reviews from, then you just click on that button and it imports it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. We are on AliExpress, gonna look up electric eyelash curler and make sure you find the correct product. You can sort by orders here to find ones that have a lot of orders and most likely reviews. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna use this one. It has a bunch of reviews. It's different colorway, slightly different product, but we're gonna do it anyway just to show you what the reviews look like. At the top here, you click import to lash text, so you pick the product that you want. You can select 20 reviews, all ratings, reviews from certain countries. You can translate to English if you want to as well. You can also click only reviews with photos, but you don't necessarily want only photos. It looks a little bit kind of weird. You do want some. We'll hit preview and import, and then hit import. Then it says import complete. Let's go check it out on our website. All right, now we refresh the page. They all imported successfully. We've got the 5 hearts here. We've got 11 reviews, 4 stars out of 5. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can see the reviews. They populated really nicely in here. So now our entire landing page is complete and you are pretty much ready to start selling. Now say you start making some sales, you need to actually figure out how to fulfill these orders. That's where we're gonna go back to AutoDS. So you can go back into your Shopify themes here, click on AutoDS, and it'll take you to the page here. And it'll log you back into AutoDS. This is where you can set up all of the settings for your automatic fulfillment and pricing adjustments, which I'll show you very quickly. Since this product is already linked to an AutoDS supplier, it's automatically going to be linked through that supplier. All you have to do is click fulfill. You pay for the orders, and once it gets shipped out, AutoDS will automatically add the tracking information back onto your website, which gets sent out to the customer. It makes it super easy. If you've got hundreds of orders to fulfill, it takes a little bit of time to manually do it all. So with AutoDS, you can actually automatically have them fulfill it for you the next day. And to do that, all you have to do is go into your settings here, click on buyer accounts, add an account, type in your supplier information, where it came from, add your payment methods like your credit card, and choose the settings of how many max orders they can order a day if you've got a budget on your credit card or something like that. Let's say it's 100 orders, set that up, and now that your product is linked with that supplier, every next day they will automatically do all the orders for you. So it's automatically gonna fulfill them, pay for them, and then link it back onto your Shopify website with the tracking info, and you are done. So you can just save all of that time and really focus on marketing and building out your brand and website even more. Another really cool feature that I like is it's hard sometimes to know what price to set your product at, so they've got an automatic price adjustment feature. So you click back into your settings again, and then go to automations, hit add automation, sales-based pricing, and you can name it the lash curler. Hit next. So now you can set these rules, right? So it says when the number of sales is higher than 15 sales per day, then raise the price by X percentage. So if it's selling really well at $29 and it sells 15 in your first day, they'll raise the price by whatever percentage that you put in there. So maybe it'll go up to $35. And then you click on the next rule, which is pricing decrease. So if sales drop by X amount, lower that price back down. That way it'll actually test out automatically the best price for you and what your customers like to actually purchase it at with the highest conversion rates. So you don't have to mess around with that and try to keep track all the data yourself. It's actually a very powerful tool. All right, that is it. So if you followed this video step by step, you've got a fully built out landing page ready to start selling on. It looks good. It's gonna be high converting, and you know exactly how to set it up again in the future if you want to test out new products or different niches or whatever. So now you're ready to go running into 2024 to start selling on Shopify. And if you want to learn about advertising strategies, both paid and organic, a little bit more in-depth product research methods, they're all on my channel. I didn't want to put it in this video because it was going to be extremely long, but I'm updating those regularly as well. Make sure to check out all those videos because you've got a full dropshipping course step by step in front of you all over my channel. And if you want to work with me and my team directly at Ecom Remastered, where you can build custom websites for you, custom UGC content for advertising, we host 4 coaching calls a week live and a ton of other guarantees and benefits, like we will work with you until you hit your goals. It is lifetime access. So if you want to work with me and my team, book in an application call down below. It's first come, first serve. We only have so many spots open, but if you want to do that, book an application call and I'll see you on the inside. All right, guys, thanks for watching this long video. I hope you guys stuck through it, and I hope to see your success and results in 2024 moving forward. If you got some great results, shoot me a message on Instagram, leave some comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.